hello! Thank you all so very much for being here this morning. It's great to meet you. My name is Jimmy, and this is my good friend Ajax. Ajax is a baby apatosaurus, and when he heard that we were watching The Land Before Time, he's like, oh, that's practically my biopic. I know about baby apatosaurus. Has anyone ever seen The Land Before Time before? Are you guys all excited to be here? Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so excited that you're here as well. And Ajax wanted to come out and meet all of you because we are from an organization we call Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome, which we firmly believe. It's a fact, it's a statement. You can all agree with that. Dinosaurs will always be awesome, right? Well, it's also a 501c3 nonprofit museum. So we are actually a mobile dinosaur museum, and we bring real replica fossils out to libraries and communities and schools and places that don't have access to beautiful museums of their very own. Okay, so when we learned about The Land Before Time, the origins of this movie are really fascinating as well. This is one of the first dinosaur films ever put together by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Believe it or not. So fresh off of E.T. and Jaws and a lot of their early success and Star Wars, they came together and said, I want to do a movie that is kind of really compelling for kids to get connected in the world of dinosaurs. We want to do something that's kind of like Bambi for dinosaurs. And they sure hit that mark. But they wanted to make something where the animation was so captivating and heartstring pulling that there was only one artist who they could bring in to help make this vision a beautiful reality. And that was this man, Don Bluth. Now, Don Bluth is the creator of so many wonderful tales like An American Tale, and All Dogs Go to Heaven, and all these other films he's made. Some really beautiful, captivating, heart-pulling animation. And so they wanted to bring him in to help create this tale around these incredible dinosaurs and these young dinos going off into the world and finding their way to a bright and beautiful future. Now, at the time, Don didn't know all that much about the dinosaurs themselves. He was very much enthusiastic about animation and art and storytelling, but he worked with a lot of the scientists at the time to learn more about these incredible animals in order to make sure that we're presenting them in the best way possible. And considering the science that we knew 35 years ago, they did okay. There are a few things that have changed, though, since then. And so what I'd like to do with you today is showcase a little bit about what we have learned since then about Land Before Time's dinosaurs, and surprise you with a couple of really cool things that I bet you never knew. I'm a paleontologist. I really go around digging up dinosaurs all over the world, and I get a chance to share them with you here now and showcase some really wonderful things. But in order to do my job, I need to make sure that we all know the answer to one important question. What makes a dinosaur a dinosaur? Do you know what it takes to actually be a dinosaur? What do you think it means in order to be a dinosaur? What do you have to do? You have to have teeth? That's not bad. Dinosaurs are known for their teeth. Does anything else have teeth besides dinosaurs? Lots of other things do, yeah? What else? If you were going to be a dinosaur, what do you have to do to be a dinosaur? What else do you think? Yeah, what do you think? You have to eat plants or other dinosaurs. Those are important dinosaur things to do. But there's still lots of other things that eat meat and plants today. So it turns out that there's really just two main things that you have to do to be considered a dinosaur. You have to walk with your legs straight down beneath you, and you also have to be covered in scales or feathers. If you do those two things, you're a dinosaur. If you only do one of those two things, you're not a dinosaur. So check this out. If you do both of those things together, you are, in fact, Dinosaur City Population U. Okay? So other things that we know of, like alligators, they're covered in scales, and they're very old. They've been around for a long time, but they walk with their legs out to the side. So that means they're not dinosaurs. In fact, alligators, remember when dinosaurs first showed up? Hung around for a while, then took off again. Alligators are older than dinosaurs, believe it or not. Let's try this with something else. What's another animal you can think of that might in fact be a dinosaur? Saying birds? What did you say over here? A crane. Excellent choice. Okay, let's go with a crane, because I like that. We're showing Karate Kid anytime soon, we're going to get a crane in there. So, a crane is a kind of a bird. And most birds walk with their legs straight down. And are birds covered in feathers? Do they have scales on their feet? So would a crane be a dinosaur? Yes, it would. That's awesome. Fantastic. We're doing some real paleontology right here now. You're looking at the science and you're looking at the evidence there and you're coming to a conclusion. Now, let's take a look in the world of our friends in the Great Valley. When we apply this to people like Littlefoot and Sarah and Ducky and even that mean old Sharptooth, all of these are dinosaurs because they walk with their legs straight beneath them and they're covered in scales. Over here on this side, what's going on over here? Who is this one? That's our buddy Petrie. Now Petrie, even though he is a critical component of this film about dinosaurs, and you're going to love him. If you haven't seen the movie before, he's going to be one of your favorite characters. But he does not walk with his legs straight down. Petrie is a flyer. He's a pteranodon. And creatures like that actually have their legs going off to the side. So we call them flying reptiles, because we're creative like that. It's a reptile that flies, it's a flying reptile. Kind of like how bats are mammals that fly, but they're not birds. So Petrie is a reptile that flies, but he's not a dinosaur, okay? I'm blowing some minds right now. I can see your faces, and it's either because this is a new fact or because those dino nuggets are so delicious. So I know it's definitely one of those two things. Now, something else I love about this is we bring so many dinosaur friends together on this wonderful journey to find the Great Valley. And some of these dinosaurs are really spectacular. And I really wish that they could hang out in real life, but unfortunately some of them just couldn't. Take, for example, our buddy Spike, who is a stegosaurus. Spike, as a stegosaurus, lived during the Jurassic period, about 155 million years ago. Meanwhile, that big mean Sharptooth is a Tyrannosaurus rex from the Cretaceous period, which is 66 million years ago. There's a difference of 80 million years between the last Stegosaurus and the first Tyrannosaurus rex. There is only 66 million years between the last Tyrannosaurus and this conversation right now. Which means, in the grand scheme of everything, we are actually a lot closer to the dinosaur Tyrannosaurus rex than a Stegosaurus would be. Well, let's take a look at some of our brave little dinosaur friends. Starting off with our wonderful hero, the wonderful Apatosaurus Littlefoot. Littlefoot is an Apatosaurus. This is a kind of dinosaur whose name means the deceptive lizard. But he doesn't have a dishonest bone in his entire body. He has that name because the scientist who found Apatosaurus also found another dinosaur very similar to it. One with a little bit more of a famous name. You might have heard of the Brontosaurus. Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus were both found by the same scientist. And he looked so similar that he wasn't quite sure if they were different yet. So this was a deceptive fossil because he wasn't quite sure what he was looking at. It's okay, because we now know that Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus are totally different animals. They both existed at the same time in the same place, but they were like cousins to each other. It lived during the Jurassic period, which was about 151 million years ago. And can anyone tell me what an Apatosaurus' favorite food is? The answer I was looking for was right here. Tree stars, baby, that's it. Yeah, Apatosaurus is a plant eater. And they had specialized teeth that allowed them to bite onto the branches of a tree and rip the leaves off, but leave the branches intact. So that way he could eat a ton of food every single day. Well, not actually a ton, more like 750 pounds. And he could eat all that food every single day, and then the leaves would grow back. And he could come back to his favorite plants again. This is kind of a cool thing. Next, we have Sarah, our bossy but brave Triceratops. She's so cool. She's one of the best. Sarah is in fact a triceratops. And what does that name mean? Anyone know why we call them that? Because it has 3 horns on its face. That's right, triceratops means the 3-horned face. And in fact, in the movie, you're going to see that 3-horn is kind of the way they all talk about themselves. Because they don't use words like triceratops and apatosaurus in the land of the Great Valley, but they describe each other based on those features. So triceratops lived during the Cretaceous period, which was the 3rd and last period of the dinosaurs that we think of. And that was about 70 million years ago. And what kind of food did Sarah eat? Also plants, that's right. In fact, she liked to eat the toughest plants out there. She would eat things like sago palm fronds and cycads. So you know the really, really tough palm trees? Her teeth were like grinding things up. She was like a wood chipper in her mouth. Ducky, everybody loves Ducky. Ducky is a kind of a dinosaur called a Saurolophus. A Saurolophus. It's a dinosaur that has a big crest on the top of its head. Its name actually means the dinosaur with a crest on its head. Now, you might be thinking of another dinosaur that looks like this, where the crest goes way further back. That dinosaur is called Parasaurolophus, whose name means kind of like a Saurolophus. So we have kind of, I said this out in the lobby, we kind of have a little bit of a Hydrox Oreo situation going on here, right? Everybody knows Oreo, but like the Hydrox was here first, so that's kind of what we did. That's a different deep dig. So Saurolophus also lived during the Cretaceous period, and that was also about 70 million years ago. And it was also a big plant eater. And these guys ate lots and lots of plants because inside their mouth, at any given time, were over 2,000 teeth. 2,000 teeth. 500 on each side of the lower jaw and on the top jaw as well. And imagine brushing all those teeth. The flossing, forget about it. The crazy, all those 1,000 teeth.
It's really big.
Next one, oh my gosh, we love Spike. Yes. Spike is a Stegosaurus, whose name means the roof lizard. This guy lived back in the Jurassic period. Again, that was about 155 million years ago is when the first Stegosaurus showed up, and they are wonderful plant eaters too. Now, what I like so much about Stegosaurus, they have those beautiful protective plates down their back, and that tail with those spikes, we call that a thagomizer. A really cool name for a really awesome feature. The thagomizer tail of a Stegosaurus was deadly precise and accurate. They had so many muscles and very loose tendons in the back of their tail, so they could actually snap that tail with precision in order to defend themselves from big predators like Allosaurus and things of their time. We've actually found Allosaurus remains with thagomizer holes jabbed right into their pelvis. It's a very uncomfortable looking fossil to see. And then we've got our good buddy Petrie right here swooping on in. He's a pteranodon. Pteranodon is a very important animal name to know. It's not a dinosaur. I almost said dinosaur. It's not a dinosaur. Pteranodon's an important animal name to know because when you see them often in movies and TV shows, they come swooping in with their big crest on their head and that beak full of razor-sharp teeth. But the crazy part is that the name Pteranodon literally means wings, but no teeth.